can we talk about that feeling of safety that you get to be vulnerable, to be fully authentically yourself, and to have so much trust with someone who you know will not give you what you're looking for, and how much self-sabotage is actually at play there. So I've noticed this pattern in myself, that the people over the last couple years that I have felt the most emotionally safe with are the people who won't give me the relationship that I desire and the partnership that I desire. And as I'm starting to kind of like piece this together and notice the pattern, I recognize that I feel safe because there's far less risk of rejection when somebody has already rejected what I want right up front. And I'm like, cool, let me be my messy, most authentic self, my unhinged self, trying to get them to change. But also knowing that if I get rejected or the situationship ends, I can put the blame on them, right? Because they never wanted it and I did everything. I was my most authentic self and I felt safe and I felt so comfortable. But then when it ends, you're like, but I felt so safe and I want that again. The truth is that we're probably self-sabotaging. Why can't we experience that safety and vulnerability with people who want the same things that we want? I think there's more risk of rejection in that. I've actually found myself in something new that's like an emotional situationship. We're nowhere physically near each other, nor plans to be together, nor do we want that from each other, but the emotional vulnerability is there. And I'm like, I think we have emotional situationship where we're really emotionally invested in each other, very emotionally intimate with each other, share the deepest, darkest secrets, but there is no possibility of a relationship. And this is where the pattern to me kind of came to light of like, oh, this is the same thing as like a physical situationship where there's no future in it, yet you're kind of settling for it because you're getting something from it, but you're settling still. So did I just like invent a new category of situationships? Where it's emotional situationships? Have you ever experienced that? It's not just the physical ones, but the emotional ones? Great. Emotional situationships, 2024. It's fun. In order to heal these attachment styles, we got to go back to childhood. My dad was emotionally unavailable. He was a typical, baby boomer. Didn't really talk about feelings, was very into work and like sports and hobbies and stuff, but we never had an emotional connection. And so I think the reason why I feel safe in those connections is because it's familiar. My nervous system is like, ooh, yes, we love men who don't talk about feelings because it's what we're used to. But my evolved self and my adult self and the one that's done the healing work recognizes just how valuable it is for a man to understand he has feelings and to be able to talk about them in a regulated way and to be able to understand when I'm in an emotional state like that. To me is the partnership that I'm looking for. And yet my nervous system still to this day feels safest with either a lack of commitment or emotionally unavailable men. And so we still have healing work to do. Love that for me. Love that for you too? You too? So to some extent, my goal is to do some exposure therapy, is to get comfortable with the discomfort that comes with vulnerability, to love on myself when I am vulnerable, even though it's sharing the messy parts of myself, and to honor the fact that I believe and I trust that there are men out there who are capable of holding space for me in an emotional state and who want the same things I want out of life, and to keep just practicing, whether through dating, whether through platonic relationships, of me being vulnerable and me sharing my most authentic self. Let the cards fall where they may. And hey, my name's Tara and I'm on a mission to create a self-aware army because it's lonely in these self-aware streets.